All right, hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic, and we are out here hunting an area that I can hunt. It is still mid or end of June almost. It's like June 22nd. It's 100 degrees. It's brutal out here. We just got done working this whole creek edge here and working up and around, but we hit this trail. We're going to take it back to the truck. This is how we came in, and then we went up that way. If we came down, we went around the back side. We came up, and then we came up this side, and we did see two hogs, but I wasn't expecting to, so I didn't have my GoPro running, so I don't have actually any footage of them. But there is quite a bit of sign in here, but we're going to stump shoot our way back to the truck because the wind is blowing this way, and we have to walk that way. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put this on, and we are going to take you along on a little bit of stump shooting, and I'm going to keep the distances close, under 20, probably 20 yards and under. That way you get to see it real well. But we're using a judo tip just like this, the amazing judo, and we're just picking objects here. We're going to go through a diversity of terrain too, so you can see it, you can find stuff everywhere. When I just got up here too, we jumped a doe that was bedded right there. And then when I came in here earlier this morning, we jumped one up there too. So we might even see a deer bedded down if she's back in that spot. But so for stump shooting, it doesn't necessarily have to be stumps. You can pick anything that you want to shoot at, anything that's going to be some sort of a target. You can see again, we have that judo on here. Try to stay away from hard stumps like these, something like you're seeing here. Because your arrow is gonna just get jammed in there and they're gonna be a nightmare. Okay, like that stump there, that's gonna be a nightmare. This is recently logged, so this stuff is not the kind of stumps you want to be shooting at here. But we can pick anything. Like we can take that last green bush that's sticking up right out there just before you get to the wetness. There's one last green bush sticking up there at about probably 22 yards, and we can try and take the top off of that. So we come in like that, and we take that shot. Okay, you can pick and choose anything you want to shoot at. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. That judo is going to stop. Okay, that arrow is going to stop because of that judo. And I tried real hard to keep it out of the water. How'd I do? Keep my feathers dry. Looks like we only got one wet feather, so that worked out pretty good. But so that's basically what we're doing. Pine cones down here are one of my favorites because they're on all these logging roads, and look at all the sign coming through here. It's my tracks from this morning when I came down through here. But like I said, big diversity of terrain. So we can, you don't have to walk but 3 steps and pick something else. We want to kind of get out of the water a little bit here. Like I said, it's been pouring for days, so everything's very flooded out. Let's see here what we have. Put our arrow on, and let's go from this way, and we're gonna pick, let's do a close one right here, this pine cone right here, 15 yards. Okay, come in, lock on that dude right there like that, and we hit that pine cone. Okay, that's all there is to it. It doesn't have to be anything worth overthinking or overdoing. It's just real world, different distances, real world scenarios. The water's kind of nice to rinse your arrow tip off. Here we got another one. Like I said, you don't even got to walk. That pine cone at 22, 23 yards, it's got its edges sticking up. We're going to take that guy. Like that. And I just drilled it. Okay, that's what stump shooting is. It's getting out and enjoying yourself, trying different terrain, checking things out. Like I said, I do a lot of stump shooting when I'm on my way back from hunting. We have run out of places to hunt here for this morning, and we are working back, and we have the wind at our back, so the odds of us running into a hog here very slim. So we take that time, use it for advantages to do some stump shooting. See what else we got right in here. More, like I said, pine cones are my big thing here too. Here's a pine cone right there, 17 yards. Like that, drilled it. Okay, so we like that stuff. Let's get in a little different terrain here. We'll come right back. Right here. Now remember, we came through here this morning, and look at this fresh hog sign coming through here. going right into here, into the stick stuff. Now this is actually private property. This is the end of where we can hunt, is right on this trail, this road. This is a border road, and that big logging area we went by, that's actually private too. We got to go, it goes up and around that, but we can't actually go in here to hunt these hogs in here. We got to catch them over here, which is kind of tough, but it's interesting how they go right through this open. So it tells you it's mostly nighttime travel. They're going to walk right through here, but look at that right here, cruising right on through, right in there to bed. But while we're here, let's pick another pine cone and try to see what we can do here. Let's try a little longer one. We'll reach out there. I'll try and zoom in for you here if we can too. But we have way out there on this little side kicker road, one dark pine cone sticking out there at about probably 35 yards. Let's try it. Oh, drilled it. Drilled it. Look at these pig tracks here too. Look at this. That's awesome. We drilled that. Look at, I mean, there's, like I said, there's a lot of hog activity here. You can see everywhere on here. And it all has to do with this thick cover right in here. That is awesome. Okay, let's get up here. I don't know which pine cone it was we hit. Was it this one here? Was one we were aiming at, one of these right here on this middle hump right there, and we crushed it. Here's our arrow. More hog sign. Look at the hog sign here everywhere. Look at this. Hog sign, hog sign, hog sign. Like I said, probably a good area. I might have to get back out here one of these days at daybreak. Try to sneak along through here and see, because a lot of this area is closed down. I don't have a lot of places I can hunt until August when the WMA's open back up. But you can see all the hog sign in here. All right, we'll be back in a bit with a little more stump shooting. See these end logs, okay? See that black end of that log right there? There was a time in Michigan that I used to love shooting at those, especially when they rot out a little bit, because they're just a perfect, nice, compact, small target. Downside down here is most of these logs have been cut. They're not too old as far as when they're cut, and so they're real hard. And when you hit a hard one, and you can see they're also burned, you know, from when they clear and burn all these areas. So we got a couple issues. One is that my arrow, when my arrow is going to go into here, it might hit so hard into there that what it's going to do is it's going to bounce out it's going to break my insert loose, or it's going to jam my judo in there, and I'm going to have to fight for it. Number one. Number two, if I miss low and my arrow goes underneath this and gets buried in there, digging around underneath logs down here in South Georgia, not a good idea. Good way to get bit by a coral snake, good way to get bit by a rattlesnake, copperheads under there, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's not a good idea to shoot at those end logs, because like I said, that arrow gets buried underneath there and you got to fight for it. You could get yourself into a world that you don't really want to be in. So we focus more on the stumps here. Now, you can shoot big ones, you can shoot small ones. I like small where I can pick a defined spot, even if I don't hit it. I want some proof to something. So for me, if we look at this log right here, okay, the second one, that brown one, there's an angled up stick coming off of it. I'm going to shoot for the right where the middle of that angled up stick, okay, rather than shoot for that stump. I don't care if I miss, because my judo will save me, but I want to know that when I hit perfect. So let's see. And I was over. Okay, but at least, you know, it's like I said, it's a very consolidated target, a very tough, make you think and pay attention type target, and that's what I want. So I prefer to shoot at that kind of stuff. And we were shooting at the top of this. Right here is what we were shooting at. We missed over top of it, but you can see the arrow just lays right there. Okay, and then when you come to get your arrow, always pay attention. Again, I'm in South Georgia. I could walk over and just grab this arrow like this out of some brush, and I could end up getting caught by a pygmy rattler, like I said, any kind of snake here. So you really got to be paying attention down here what you're doing with that stuff. Here we don't have quite as many stumps, because like I said, a lot of it gets burned here on this particular area we're on. So they die out pretty early. But you do have these, like here's a little one. Right there, we're looking at probably 16 yards, and we got that stump there, and we can just dial right in, aim for the center of it like that, and I just punched a hole in it, or I knocked that leaf up. I can't tell which I did. Knocked the leaf up, but yeah, just knocked that leaf up on there. But you can see these kind of you know, little stumps like this, they work perfect. And it's all just varying distances, varying the difficulty. You know, that's the whole point of stump shooting. Like I said, down here I prefer the roads and the pine cones. It's just easier, and I can change them up as well too. For example, you can be right here. We have a pine cone right there. I can take it right through this and go just over the top of this brush to that 22-yard pine cone. Oh, and I just went over it. But I mean, perfect shot. That would have been a perfect kill shot. The split, sitting right there, 18 yards, 19 yards. Oh my gosh, so close. So close. I mean, these are perfect shots. Next stump, we're going right for the middle of that stump from here that we can see. Might be a little wider to the left, but we're going right for the middle. 18 yards. Just like that. But see what I mean? These stumps down here, they're a whole different ball game because they get burned. And they get real hard. Like I said, they can be pretty tough on your arrows. Well, let's go over here and check. Let's see, there we go. Let's kick this out of the way. And again, pay attention, okay? Pay attention down here in Georgia, down south, you never know, okay? And look at all the ants already coming out of there, out of that hole. But see, that judo just works perfect, just like that, just like we want. We're going for, let's go for the far one. Let's go for the one that's out there a little bit. That's probably pushing 25 yards, 23 yards. Here we go. And we drilled it. We straight up drilled it. I keep my hand in my bow. How's that for an example? That dirt on my knuckle is from me shooting from the arrows coming off there. So when I grab, I mean, that is actually almost rubbing right on my knuckle. That's what all that dirt is. Right there is from the actual dirt on the arrow. It's nice when you stump shoot a place like this where you got some water, because then after you shoot and you pull your arrow out and it's all dirty, you just take your arrow like that and you clean it off pretty well. So places like this are kind of nice if you got that, you know, if you're shooting along a creek or something like that, just makes it easy to keep those arrows clean. Let's find something else here we can shoot at. Like I said, there is no rules. Anything is good. Even right here, try a close one. Okay, we're about 13-14 yards to that little sideways mini baby pine cone, and we drilled it like that. Okay, perfect. And that arrow, you don't lose them. Even though that one jumped and skipped, it's gonna be right there. I see it from here. It's just a real nice, simple way to grab them, because that judo is just not gonna let it dive in anywhere. You can see that arrow sitting right there. Again, if you're down in the south, pay attention when you go to pick your arrows up. Okay, there we go. Tighten the tip, sweet and easy. There's another one right there, same kind of scenario. This one here just a little bit farther, probably 17-18 yards. Pine cone sitting right there. I mean, you know, oh, we soakered our arrow. Yep, drowned the arrow. But you see how, I mean, like I said, life is good. You can just practice and have fun the whole time you're out here. Look at the hog sign in here too. Look at this. Look at all that hog sign. That is just amazing. Loving it. We got deer sign in here too. This is actually deer. Some of that's deer. Somebody's track. Look at my arrow stuck in the water. You got to watch it down here too. A lot of these, believe it or not, you'll have baby gators that are in these things eating the tadpoles. And when you get some of these that get pretty deep, you'll, like I said, you'll know it. All right. So now we got wet fletchings. And let's see what else we got on here we can shoot at. For example, like I said, sky's the limit. I love the pine cones. There's another one. Let's take this close one right here. 10-yard shot, just like we like them. Right there, 10 yards. Just like that. We'll take that all day. You know, right next to it, right here, little bitty pine cone. I mean, I'm not complaining about that, not even a little bit. And feathers are doing pretty well, even wet. But see, now my arrow's all dirty. See all that dirt on there? And I don't have any water close by to rinse it. So now we go back to using the pant leg and just spinning it, or go under your back knee like that to clean it off. Make sure it's all tight and good. Then you're ready for the next one. And we'll be back in a minute. 18-19 yard pine cone. That's a wallow, pig wallow behind it there. You can see they work these, you know, you got this open area that they don't want to spend a lot of time in, but they'll work these transition lines of these little creeks that run through here, small little creeks that come through, and that happens to be a dip, and they want that red mud, so they're using that red mud right there. They made a wallow, but let's shoot this pine cone on our way over there. Like I said, 18, 19 yard shot. Oh, we were just a smidge low, maybe 1/4 inch low, and skipped right into it, like under it there. But look at the sign again. Coming in, we got that wallow here. So you can see that sign. Fresh tracks, old tracks. Tracks here, tracks there. Tracks up here. Like I said, looks like a real good area. There's our pine cone that we shot at. And we just went right under it, as you can see. And I didn't even look where my arrow went. There it is, right there next to wallow. Okay. See, there's a wallow right there. Grab our arrow. And nice thing is, wallow gives us a little water. Clean that arrow tip. But yeah, that's a hog wallow right there. And like I said, it's a perfect location. Look how thick this is now compared to what we were just standing in. So they have the escape cover. Look at the trails that come through here. Come right in here, cool off for a minute, roll around, get mudded up for the bugs, continue on their way that they want to go, whichever direction. This is a creek that goes through here, so we're going to get a lot of good sign as they walk through here to get over this creek. And come through this way, makes it a nice setup in here. I don't see any more pine cones right here. So we'll be back in a minute when we do got more pine cones. Look at a hog rooting. Look at a fresh hog sign in here. That's a good sign. Look at all this. This is fresh hog rooting. Pretty fresh. Probably yesterday, I'm guessing. But yep, not too bad. Now also another thing you can do too when you're stump shooting, you can just pick a plant, a leaf on a plant, but you know, you can shoot at anything you want to. But for me to demonstrate that doesn't really help you, because it's hard for me to call that out and you understand what I'm shooting at to be able to see it. So it doesn't work very well. Look at this country, just beautiful. Look at these trails. Look at this hog trail right there. I mean, these things live in some of the nastiest crap, and they can move through it like a ninja. We got hog trail. There we go. There's something right there. I don't know what that is. There's a black thing right there on the side. Some kind of a clump or whatever it is. Could be end of a palm. I'm not sure. But we got that black clump right there. 16, 17 yards. Went right over top of it. Now see how that arrow shot right into all that thick grass is? It's going to be right there and easy to find. However, again, pay attention down here. Don't just go wriggling your hand in there. It's actually rooting. But we were shooting at this right here. There's our arrow. Like I said, it doesn't go burying in. Look at that. See, I mean, the judo won't let it get lost in the grass. This makes it really nice. So clean that off. Okay, there's our little wash creek right there. Be amazed how many of these have alligators in them. Just kind of mind-blowing. Like I said, it's unbelievable. Look at hog rooting here. Perfect. All right, we'll be back with some more in a minute. There is an endless supply of targets that you can shoot at to try to see, and you can get creative with it. Like even here, if I want to, let's see if we can, how close we can be to putting it through the hole of that clump of leaves in the middle. There's a hole there. I don't want to hit the leaves. If I do perfect, I'm going to shoot right through that hole. See how close I can get to it. You know, we'll see. 20 yards, 18 yards, 19 yards. I mean, that was perfect. That was just straight up perfect. That was like a ½ inch off. And try to hit the end of this one that's sticking up, this one branch that's sticking up, the dark colored one here, right at that knot that's a third of the way down. It's probably about a 14, 15. Like that, we drilled it. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Okay, it's that kind of stuff. A lot of real world kind of scenarios. Over here. Actually, I see it. Yeah, it's right there. You can see it there. But right here, 23 yards, we got that black stump sticking up. Let's see how we do on that dude. Just to the right of it. I know when I zoom in it'll show you, but here at about 15-16 yards at these palms, we got one sticking out to the left, a dead palm with a little, looks like a ball on the end of it right there. We're going to try and hit that ball. I mean, it's no bigger than my judo, so it's right there, but we're going to see what we can do. Oh gosh, I was right on. I mean, again, all these are, all but one shot I've shot so far are like perfect kill shots. We were just aiming at one of these. Okay, just a little burnt end of pine right there. You can see it's barely bigger than my bow tip. So we were aiming at, we just went over top of it. All right, and here, oh, here's something we'll maybe see if we can accomplish. This would be gold if I could do it on camera. Wow, that would be amazing. All right, so we got that stick sticking up that dead burnt stump. We're going to try and knock that top off of that, right where that notch is halfway up. I'm going to try and finish that out and try and hit that. I mean, it's literally the width of my arrow shaft, but we're going to try it. And we're about 21 yards. Let's see. Take our time. Oh, right next to the notch. Ah, I mean, that was still a perfect shot. 21 yards, 22 yards. We got that dark leaf like you're seeing on these other ones, but that little low one right there, we're going to try and go right through that dark leaf on the top there. Oh my gosh, they are so close and so perfect. So close and so perfect, yet not quite right there. I'm sticking up right there. We're going to catch right in the middle of that long stem sticking up. Nope, just next to it. 14 yards. Drilled it. Pine cones really make me focus, really lock your attention in really well. I like them. Pine cone right there. 18 yards, 17 yards. Nice. Love the pine cones. Simple, lock your attention, make you focus. Tighten your tip. We got another pine cone here. Another pretty close one, about 13, 14, 15 yards, probably 14 yards. Right there. Like that, drilled right through it. I like the pine cones. Nice close one here, 8 yards. Like that, drilled right through it. Vary your distances. You know, vary your distances for your shots. Make it real world. Okay, let's grab this. Maybe we can do one more before we get to the truck, which is right there. We can. Look at that. Pretty cone right there. All right, this far one. Probably pushing 24, 23, 24, 25 yards, right in the neighborhood. Oh, we drilled it. We got it. That was perfect. I mean, we just right there underneath of it, but that was awesome. So we nailed it. Now, the thing we want to remember here, you noticed in all this, I'm not pulling arrows out of stumps. Never once in all this did you see me have to get out my Leatherman tool and dig things out, grab my arrow, wrench on it, because I'm shooting at simple targets, okay? Simple, easy targets, okay? We just rolled that pine cone right there, okay? Simple, easy targets to shoot at that are not complicated, and they don't hurt your arrows. They're not miserable, they're not nothing, and they also will bring your focus in and draw your focus nice and tight. Let me switch, there we go. So they'll draw your focus in good and close and really make you concentrate on picking that spot. So little stump shooting video here for you. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sweating like crazy. We are back to the truck. Like I said, it's got to be pushing 95 degrees and humid as a sauna. It's pretty bad. So we're calling it a day now, and then I'm going to pick Tina up, and we're going to go out to a early dinner tonight, and we're going to go see the new what is it, the new Transformers movie. So that's our game plan. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.